Welcome to another episode of Certified Oversharer. I'm your host, Samantha Busch, and today I am fangirling. So I have Dr. Marley Quinn on. I followed her on Instagram for quite a while, and she really offers an easier way to approach this low-tox living. I have learned so much from her about diet and lifestyle and easy swaps, and I think a lot of what she tells you today you're going to be very surprised about. And also, I know my girl's going to be an oversharer, so you are in for a fun episode. First of all, thank you so much. I know it was crazy trying to line up our schedules.
Oh my gosh, no, thank you. This has been a long time coming. I'm so excited to chat.
I've literally been such a fan for so many months now, and I literally have learned so much from your page. So I am pumped to have you on to help other women because there's a lot of information out there, and I really feel like you provide like the truth. You know what I mean? Like I feel like a lot of other people I follow, it's like sell something, sell something, sell something, where you're like, no girl, this is just like, what's the truth?
Well, thank you so much. That means a lot.
So I want to start. Obviously, you're in your mid-20s. Tell us about your background. Like, how did you become a doctor? How did you get into all of this?
Yeah, it kind of my life took a turn that I didn't see coming. I had never been to a chiropractor before I enrolled in chiropractic school, but I was on the pre-med track. Ever since I was young, I knew I wanted to be a doctor, and I used to watch surgeries when I was younger on YouTube. Like I was so fascinated by it. And in college, I started to get really queasy around blood. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think I can do this. And I was in a pharmacology class and we were learning about all of these drugs to help mental health. And it didn't resonate with me. It wasn't my truth. In college, I was put on antidepressants, and at least in my experience, it just kind of made things worse. And I wasn't addressing the root cause. And so I was sitting in this pharmacology class and I just was like, okay, well, I'm already pre-med. What else can I do with the information that I'm learning, and how else can I help people? And that's when I realized becoming a holistic doctor just completely resonated with me. And it was something that had been working for me in my health, was holistic means to get healthy. And so then I just enrolled in chiropractic school, and I guess the rest is history from there. I looked at a syllabus online and I was so interested by the classes they offer at chiropractic school because it's very similar to medical school, except like it's the same. You learn the same pathologies, diseases. You have an OB-GYN class, you have a pediatrics class, a cardiovascular class, like all the same classes, but you don't learn pharmaceuticals as cures. You learn holistic health and lifestyle as the cure. And that just was so fascinating to me. And so ever since then, I've just been kind of on this holistic health kick, and it's just been the adventure of a lifetime.
Well, I love that you're sharing all the information you learned. Like you definitely don't ever gatekeep on your social. So I'm going to jump right into it because I have a lot of questions and I'm so excited. So I follow everybody and they're like, all right, we're getting rid of candles. We're getting rid of perfumes. We're doing all this because it's messing with our endocrine systems. I'm sorry. In layman's terms, what in the heck does that mean? Like I threw them all away, but I don't actually know why I threw them all away.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So the fragrance in the perfume are these synthesized chemicals that they make in a lab. And when you smell something, like if you really think about the mechanism of smelling something, it's a tiny little molecule particle that is floating into your nose and signaling something to your brain. Like scents don't just happen out of thin air, they're chemicals. And that's the same thing. You can smell food, but like it's so crazy to think these tiny particles of food are like flying up into your nose and signaling something to your brain. But when it's a synthetic, man-made scent that is not natural, it just completely disrupts your body's natural ability with so many things, like the endocrine system. These little particles are like floating around you and you're breathing them in, and they're not something that your body is wired for and wired to detect because they're man-made chemicals, right? Like these man-made chemicals has only been around for maybe 100 years, but for thousands and thousands of years, our body and neurology hasn't been exposed to them.
And so what are some of the more long-term or health effects that could happen? So say, back in the day, we all had our Bath and Body Works and our Yankee candles going, right? Like, what are the health effects that could happen from these man-made molecules, as you said, disrupting your endocrine system?
Yeah, it could be a wide array. I mean, first of all, the most common one is typically migraines. When I was younger, my mom didn't want to go into Abercrombie or Hollister because the
They're
stores just had,
so potent.
yes, so potent, like so much scent, and it literally would give her a migraine and a headache. And as I've gotten older, that's happened to me too. And so that's like kind of the one of the most common ones.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I was in an Uber the other day and they had like 7 of the little like hangy tree air fresheners. And I was like, oh my God, I feel terrible.
Yes, exactly that. That's a super common one. I mean, it can just kind of disrupt as a female. Like we have a very delicate cascade of hormones going on in our body all of the time, and these chemicals can absolutely disrupt that. I think they can be inflammatory as well because, like I said, like these are man-made chemicals that your body's not really wired to deal with that well. If the body is adaptable, right? It can adapt to these scents every once in a while, but if your body's constantly exposed to these synthetic chemicals, it can really mess up your hormone system, which I mean your hormones are everything, right? That could lead to weight gain or hair loss or inflammation, bloating, fatigue, headaches. Like it's kind of it's kind of endless the effects that they can have. And I don't want to fear monger, right? Like I said, like your body can adapt every once in a while, it's going to be fine. But it's the constant overload of these toxic synthetic fragrances and endocrine disruptors that really can wreak havoc long term.
I definitely want to get more into the hormones later in this conversation because I find it super fascinating and like birth control and all that. But since we are on kind of household items, so I know that there's a lot of people out there that are looking for like, okay, what are like 3 things as a beginner? Obviously, I mean, one thing that I did is I threw away all of our plastic Tupperware and switched to glass. But if there's, and oh, I got rid of the nonstick pans. I'm a cast iron girly now. Um,
Awesome.
I've learned. I've also killed a couple pans. I've learned in the process. But like if you're going to talk to somebody and say, okay, you want to start living this kind of low tox lifestyle, you want to do better for yourself and your family. Nobody's perfect, but here's like 3 easy swaps. What are those?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, you definitely mentioned a couple of my favorite swaps, which are getting plastic out of the kitchen as best you can. So switching to wooden utensils or the cast iron or the stainless steel pans, and just getting plastic out as best you can. Switching, like slowly switching to glass Tupperware or maybe use mason jars. Sometimes like getting a whole bunch of mason jars is more affordable than a whole set of Tupperware. Next would be water. And I think water's at the top of the list because it's something you use and consume every single day. So having a high quality water filter is key because it's not only filtering endocrine disruptors in the water, heavy metals in the water, plastics in the water, like it's helping something that your body requires every single day. So I don't really think like the Brita filter is that great. It's also a plastic filter, so it's filtering out the microplastics, but not really. I mean, I could drop a couple of brands. Like I like the Berkey water filter, the AquaTrue, or any reverse osmosis system is going to be really great and I think a really great investment as far as all the expensive gadgets. A water filter is truly worth the investment. And then I guess just whole food ingredients, like less processed food is going to be better for your family. It doesn't have to be organic, right? Like you can buy non-organic bananas and have those on hand as a snack instead of Oreos or something like that. Just like really limiting the amount of processed food or ultra processed food that you have in your household.
So I love that you talk about eating real food. So I think how my algorithm found you originally was back in November. After 25 years, I started eating red meat again. And I've never felt better. And so I do want to talk about kind of diet, but also I love in your hot takes, you talk about raw milk because we drink raw milk in this house a lot. And so many people look at me like I'm crazy because I give it to our kids and they're like, you give raw milk to your kids? And I'm like, it only says that it's for cat or dog consumption because for some reason in the state of North Carolina, it's illegal. We have drank it for over a year. Totally fine. So can we please talk about raw milk because so many people like are so fearful of it.
Yes, absolutely. I'm a big advocate for raw milk. I mean, first of all, I'm a big advocate for anyone doing whatever they think is best for their health. As for me and my health, ultra processed, homogenized, fat-free dairy, pasteurized dairy was not good for my health. It would make me bloated, it would make me break out. I thought I was lactose intolerant for over a decade. I really just thought I couldn't do dairy. And then when I moved to California, raw milk was brought to my attention, and my roommate in chiropractic school was like, "You just have to try it. Like, trust me." And I started incorporating it, and I just noticed it really made it was like a superfood. Like it just made me feel amazing. I was satiated. I loved the taste of it. My skin has never been better. Like it doesn't bloat me. And so I know that there's a lot of fear around raw milk, but I personally have more fear around raw fish, raw romaine lettuce. Like I think when you really look at the stats, any raw food that is not cooked is putting you at risk of some sort of pathogen. And luckily our bodies are super adaptable. So I haven't really run into any of those issues yet. I think the main thing with raw milk is knowing where it comes from. Right now I'm lucky to be just 20 minutes away from a farm down the road. I have milked the cows myself. Like I know the
I
farm.
saw
They only
that.
have Yes, yeah,
Oh, can you
they're
guys turn
amazing.
it
They have
down?
like 8 cows. I have seen their milking process.
We have a local farm right down the road too. And I'm like, I feel so much better. Like, I'm telling you, in a year's time, we have gone full 180. So, like, my son and husband went hunting. We got a full bison, and like, I cook bison almost every single day because I have 351 pounds of it. So, like, I better do something with that thing.
Yes.
Raw milk, we get eggs from down the road, like, you name it. And I feel so much better. Now, I will say I'm frustrated because I've entered this like low-tox lifestyle, better diet, and my hair is still falling out in clumps. Not sure what's going on there, but I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I know it's something.
Definitely. Yeah.
So, okay, those are three things you say are easy swaps to incorporate. You know, you talked about the plastic and this, and that. Now, for you personally, who live a very low tox lifestyle, what are your three absolute non negotiables?
Okay, my first one is alcohol. At least for the season of life that I'm in right now, I have found one of the quickest ways to get my health on track was cutting out alcohol. So, at least for this season of life that I'm in, and I think for the season of life a lot of people are in, if they're trying to heal something, I think alcohol is a huge, huge non negotiable. It is toxic to the body. I think, if you're going to go to Italy and you're on the Mediterranean and want to have a glass of wine, that's great. But I think in America and all over the world, we really have normalized constantly drinking alcohol. And I think the effects, people aren't real about the effects that can have on your health. So for now, that's a non negotiable for me. Another non negotiable is polyester clothing.
I just got into this too. Do tell.
Okay, great. Yes, because polyester, I mean, you're wearing plastic, and we already know like you have like a credit card amount worth of microplastic in your body or something crazy like that. Don't I mean, don't quote me on that, but that's what I've seen. And wearing plastic and wearing microplastic is just it's not good for your body. And so I'm phasing out polyester. I still own some polyester clothes, but I my non-negotiable is I'm not buying any clothes that have polyester in the future. Like when I buy clothes, they don't have polyester. So I think like that's a really good non-negotiable for people to have because it's like you don't have to throw out your closet. You just have to make the commitment that like moving forward, you're going to invest in natural fiber clothing.
I
So
love
that's
that.
another big one. Um, and my last non-negotiable is high quality sleep. I am in a season of life where I'm just prioritizing sleep above everything else. I think I talk about this on my page a lot, but I think we're in a very overworked hustle culture, especially for women. And one of the greatest things I've done for my hormones is really prioritizing rest, prioritizing my sleep. Um, it's just been amazing. I don't know if those count as like non-toxic, non-negotiables, but
No, I think that's great. And I think that segues really well for us into hormones because this is something that I'm really interested in. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to ask you some questions because I'm trying to figure out my hair loss. So I'm getting ready to do the Dutch test in 2 weeks, which I think will be very interesting because they're just trying to figure out like why this is happening, even though I'm on my medicines. Truth be told, I would love to get off of my big pharma hair medicines and try to do it the natural way, but it was working for 2 years, so I was too afraid to. But now that it's not, I'm like, I don't really know where to go. But with all that being said, at 15 years old, I was put on birth control. They didn't diagnose me with PCOS, even though that's what it was. It was just like a Band-Aid for however many decades. And then went through all my infertility stuff, went back on birth control because it's what I had always known to regulate my periods. But then I would say it's been about 13, 14 months now. I have not been on birth control. So talk to other women about, and I will admit I have done nothing to figure out how to regulate my cycles yet, but I do know that that's something really big for you is cycle syncing and different things. So I would love to hear more about it.
okay, great. We're gonna go down the rabbit hole here. Um, so first thing with hair loss, I mean that is a side effect of being on birth control as well too. It's something that I think women commonly report, and especially with PCOS as well. I know that that does affect your hair follicles as well. Sometimes overgrowth in certain areas, undergrowth in certain areas. Um, so I love that you're going down this rabbit hole now. And you said you've been off birth control for how long?
About 14 months.
Okay, 14 months. And I think too, like something that I always like to tell people because I've worked with patients that go off birth control and I tell them, it can take a couple years for your body to kind of regulate after going off of hormonal birth control, especially after being on it for so long. So I think like a huge thing with all of this hormone stuff, a huge disclaimer is just being super patient with all of it because your body's completely resetting. So that's kind of number one. And then I think too, hair loss or any of this hormonal stuff is also deeply rooted in stress. Whether you're on hormonal birth control or not, I think people underestimate the effect that stress can really have on your body, especially hair loss. I mean, people's hair goes gray, people lose hair. That's another big contributor as well. And I think getting a Dutch test is going to give you a lot of insight, right? Because it's going to really help pinpoint like exactly what's going on with your hormones. And it could be progesterone, it could be estrogen, it could be your follicle stimulating hormone. Like it could be all sorts of things going on. So I think any woman that's dealing with this, if they can get a Dutch test, that's going to be really great for them because it gives you like real life data that you can actually work with. When you are going off hormonal birth control, I always like to tell people to have good detox protocols in place. So making sure like if you have access to an infrared sauna or just a dry heat sauna, any sort of heat, like getting you sweating, but not overdoing it, right? Like I'm not a huge fan of cold plunges. Like this is not hot, cold therapy, but sweating and opening up your detox pathways is going to just help your body adjust to getting off of hormonal birth control, or if it's another pharmaceutical, whatever it is, like all pharmaceuticals have side effects, and helping your body detox from any sort of pharmaceutical is really going to help your hormones as well. If you don't have access to a sauna, you can always do just like a super hot shower or like sit in a hot bath, like, or go to hot yoga, or in the summer, like walk outside in the heat. Just getting yourself sweating and detoxing is going to be really good. I think people overdo it with activated charcoal and stuff like that. I think like movement, pumping your lymph, sweating it out is going to be the best thing for helping your hormones just kind of like get back to baseline. And then, like I said, sleep as well is a huge one, like prioritizing rest. And I think that goes hand in hand with the whole stress wreaking havoc on the body.
Right.
Sleeping, like not overworking yourself and being patient.
So, with all that, do you do the seed cycling as well? Because I've started researching that there's different seeds that you could eat at different like phases of your cycle to help. What exactly does that do?
Okay, I'm not a big seed cycler.
Oh,
I
okay.
I do cycle syncing, but seed cycling is like it's kind of like it's like a weird like adjacent thing to cycle syncing, but I honestly don't know much about seed cycling. I focus more on cycle syncing, which is determining which phase of your cycle you're in. So there's four phases: menstrual, follicular, ovulation, and luteal. And
Hmm.
so knowing which phase you're in, each phase is kind of like the four seasons of the year. So starting with menstrual, that's like winter. So when you're menstrual, like it's okay to be more introverted and be inside. It very much correlates with what you do in winter. Like you eat warm foods, like you drink hot chocolate and nourishing soups, and you're inside, and like most of the day is dark outside because of daylight savings or whatever, but staying inside and that sort of thing is that's how you treat the menstrual phase. And then you move into follicular, which is like spring, so maybe you're outside more, you're going on walks, like you're starting to up your workouts, that sort of thing. And then you move into ovulation, which is like summer, so it's just full blown like hot girl era. And like your libido is higher, like you're super fertile, and you're eating cooling, refreshing foods because it's quote unquote summertime. And then you move into your luteal phase, which is like autumn and fall, and so you're kind of slowing down and winding down, and the days are getting shorter and you're resting more, and again, like circling back to those warmer foods. And so this protocol, like it's not really a protocol, it's more just like a framework and a guideline to follow as you're moving through your cycle, but it really does help support your hormones because your hormones are naturally doing these things. Like when your progesterone is high and you're in your luteal phase, like this is your body produces progesterone because it's like getting ready if you did actually conceive and have a baby, like it wants to be prepared. So your body's like getting ready to slow down and rest and start building and growing. And so cycle syncing just, it's not really a rigid framework, if that makes sense, but it is just kind of certain principles you can follow for each phase.
That makes a ton of sense. So I think I see why seed cycling is a companion to that because it's saying that there's different minerals that you need at different phases. So I love because I know you have a guide, and the guide kind of just tells you how to best support your body through these different phases. And then for someone like me who doesn't have a regular cycle, then you hope that it regulates over time with providing it the like nutrients and the rest and the different things that it needs.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And I think too, like, you don't have to have a perfectly regular cycle to cycle sync. Like you know when you're menstruating. So like that is a clear cut phase of your cycle that you can sync to. And then if you use like ovulation test strips, you can also tell when you're ovulating as well. So then you can kind of fill in the gaps in between the follicular and the luteal.
Let's be honest, some of my best stories start with, "So I had a drink," and spiral from there, which is exactly why Big Rack Spirits feels like the unofficial sponsor of every unfiltered moment on this podcast. Whether it's the East Coast Cooler, Trailblazing Tangerine, or Rosie's Pink Lemonade, they make flavored vodka that goes down easier than your latest situationship. It's all natural, super smooth, and honestly, dangerous in the best way. No fake flavors, no mixers needed. Just pour, sip, and overshare. And maybe cry, obnoxiously laugh, definitely regret saying it all out loud. But hey, at least it was entertaining. Oh, and they're not just out here making delicious chaos in a bottle. Big Rack gives back too. Military charities, breast cancer foundations, real impact with every pour. So if you're gonna tell on yourself, you might as well do it with a drink that's worth it. Must be 21 or older. Please drink responsibly. Are there any natural remedies, herbs, supplements, things that you would suggest people do while they're trying to like get their cycle? Like I would love to be regular. I would love to know what that is like. So are there different things that you offer to people that you believe in?
Yes, yeah. And I'm not a huge supplement girly, as you know, but I will say I love the reproductive beef organ supplement from Heart and Soil.
Yeah.
It's called Her Package. And it just has been amazing for my cycle. I mean, I had a regular cycle, but I added it in, and just the results that I saw. I mean, I know this is certified overshare, so I'm going to overshare,
Please
but
do.
like my boobs have gotten bigger. Well, and not like extremely bigger, but definitely bigger. Like they're just fuller more of the time. And I started having orgasms in my sleep, like quite a lot, like
What?
around my ovulation. No, I know, like it's crazy. I've never said that like out loud or online, but I just like around my ovulation phase, my body is like so fertile. Like my libido is just like, it feels at a very healthy rate. Yeah, that was
Every
something I
woman
had.
listening is running to that website right now. Like we are
No,
all, I'm like looking at my Darby, my friend on the side. I'm like, write that down. Write that down. I'm going to get
yeah,
that.
yes,
That sounds
yeah.
fun.
I know. Yeah, it was like a cool little side effect.
See, now this is what
Yeah.
happens when you do a holistic routine with pharmaceutical stuff. You get like dizzy, nausea, fatigue. With supplements, it's like you can have an orgasm in your sleep. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. And then second to that, I would say psyllium husk. This is kind of out of left field, but psyllium husk is a great source of soluble fiber, which helps bind all sorts of toxins in your body. If you have like an overload of estrogen, it helps bind that as well. So I just take this psyllium husk capsule. Don't take the powder. It's gross. Like you'll mix it in your water and it's like drinking, I don't even know, snot or something.
Ugh.
Get the capsule. And you can just take psyllium husk every day. Like you can't really, I mean, you probably could quote unquote overdose on it, but it is just soluble fiber, and it's really great in helping those binding extra hormones that you have in your body that you don't need. And also the raw carrot salad is super in, because carrots are also another good source of soluble
Yes,
fiber,
with
which
the apple cider vinegar, isn't that correct? And
yes,
sea salt or something.
yeah, and it's really good. It's really good, and it helps
Yes.
bind extra estrogen in your body. And so, those are kind of the quote unquote supplements and things that I would recommend. I mean, as far as herbs, I don't really know that much about herbs, to be honest. But those are the supplements I would recommend.
Okay, so going on to what you said, because you guys, for those of you that are listening who do not follow you, you have to, because your hot takes are the greatest thing ever. And I don't know how you keep a straight face and deadpan. Like it is so good. What did you do? You said something, you're like, oh, if you're burning that candle, you're marinating your lungs in toxins. And I was like, yes. And like you always say, if your doctor doesn't ask questions, like he's not your doctor, he's your drug dealer. And I was like, oh
Yes.
my gosh, I love it. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions. Feel free to do your deadpan voice or not. But just because we see everything on, TikTok and Instagram. So what is the truth behind, are we eating papaya seeds to like detox parasites? Are we really? Because I'll do
Yes.
it.
Okay. Yes. So don't quote me on this. Like, this is not doctor's orders, but papaya seeds do help eliminate parasites from your body. I would recommend, so I do eat them with my papaya.
Do you
Now,
chew
I had
them?
some people on, I do chew them. And I know that's freaky. Like, I know that's freaky because people are like, they taste terrible, and they do at first, but they just kind of like grown on me. I don't know. Like, I like black coffee, like, I like bitter stuff. Um, but what I would say is, like, if you are actually concerned about parasites, I would just do like a parasite protocol. I love the one from Food Over Drugs. I've done it a couple of times. It's worked wonders, and it's probably a lot like safer than just going ham on papaya seeds, but you can eat papaya seeds. I mean, people on Instagram have DM'd me and said, like, I don't think this is safe. Like, this could cause toxicity to your body. And I honestly just don't know much about that. Like, I haven't had issues with it, but
Did
if
you
that's
get
what people are
worms out
saying,
when you did your parasite cleanse?
yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. It was
Like
kind of
big?
insane. No, like smaller, I would say, like, I don't know, a couple of inches. Like, it wasn't anything crazy,
Well, I mean, I think
but
that's great. Like, okay, well, it's certified overshare, so we're going there. Is it in your poop, or are they like floating above your poop?
no, it's like in your poop. Like, I used to like this is absolutely an overshare. I used to have like a chopstick by my toilet, like and I would like go through to see like what was coming out because I needed to know. Like, and I was so relieved when I actually saw stuff coming out. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'll probably try it. Hey, it might fix my hair. I will try anything at this point.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I love this. I love this so much. Let me see. What are some other things right now that are just like, what is one thing that you see people pushing on the internet so much, like as a cure-all, that you're like, that's absolute BS?
Nicotine. 100%.
No, but like, what a health one. Like, I need to know like a health one that all these influencers are like, I take this and it's the best thing ever. And you're like, it's literally not doing anything.
I feel like most supplements, literally almost all supplements, like I have a very short list of supplements that I actually think are maybe even worth it. Like I said, like the psyllium husk, beef organs. But that's the thing about beef organs too, is like, I don't even know that that's a supplement because you could just eat that as a whole food. You know what I mean? Like I could just go eat beef liver, but I don't want to. That's like too freaky.
I did the heart and the liver ground up in our bison, and it is very potent still, even at a smaller percentage. I don't think I could ever eat that straight.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
take
No,
a multi?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Just beef liver. Yeah, I think most quote unquote vitamins and supplements are not really necessary. Like it's obviously the soil is depleted. We don't have as much nutrients in our food, but like there's a lot of protein powders out there. There's a lot of like this Nello supplement. Have you seen this?
No, what is it?
It's like all over TikTok and people are saying like it's better than a GLP-1 and stuff like that. And it's just like when it comes to weight loss and stuff like that, like there is absolutely no supplement out there that is going to give you that result, in my opinion. Like there's no weight loss supplement. Like it just doesn't exist. A healthy lifestyle is what we're looking for.
I'm going to ask you a couple more questions because I could talk all day to you about this. So there's all this controversy right now, I feel, about SPF, right? You're either like wearing SPF, and so like I will say I'm kind of bad about it. I only put it on my melasma spots, but I'm Italian, so I don't burn. But my kids, especially my daughter, she takes after my husband, and she is just a fair little thing. So I got her the beef tallow sunblock. Like where are you feeling on the SPF spectrum here?
Yes. So I think a couple of things with this, right? Absolutely baking your skin in the sun is not going to be great, right? Like, I don't think we need SPF all the time. Like, I haven't put on SPF yet today. I've been out in the sun for maybe a total of 20 minutes. I think in small doses, you just kind of have to check the UV, but in small doses, you don't really need that much SPF. If you are going to be out in the sun all day, I think having zinc oxide as an SPF is kind of the only way to go. The other SPFs are carcinogenic. They are they're toxic. And I don't know if they're causing skin cancer, right? There's a lot of controversy online of like, well, your toxic sunscreen is actually what's causing skin cancer. I don't know if that's true. I know it's a toxin. I know I don't want it on my body. Like, because we have zinc oxide sunscreen available, why not just wear that, right? I think too, like a physical barrier is always really good. Like I love a good hat. I always choose a hat over sunglasses. I've talked about this on my page a little bit, but sunglasses, your eye is very sensitive to light. Your eye is connected to obviously the rest of your body. And so when it receives sunlight through your eye, it helps your body make the correct amount of melanin to protect you. And when you wear sunglasses, it just kind of cockblocks your body's ability to do that. And so your body doesn't realize it's in the sun because you're wearing sunglasses, and then you get sunburn a lot easier. So I think switching for hats instead of sunglasses is another one too, maybe for your daughter. I'm not
That
sure.
makes a lot of sense, actually. And one thing, so I try to only put SPF on the kids if it's like the dead of the day, right? Like super high heat. But I try to get us outside in the morning. And like one thing that I've taken to do is we sit outside for breakfast because it's earlier and then getting that like direct sunlight. And I notice that we all sleep a lot better because we're getting like our circadian rhythm back to what it is. And then I know you've talked about it a lot too, but just stopping the doom scroll before bed. And like I'll say, I mean, my phone, it's so funny. People laugh at me, and you could tell me this is complete BS too, but like I have the screen that converts to red light over blue, and then I put the EMF blocker on here. Is that like, is the EMF blocker BS? Did I get suckered into spending money?
Okay, I actually don't know about the EMF blockers, to be honest. I've never bought one. I just turn my phone on airplane mode, complete airplane mode. I think that that's going to work better than an EMF
Oh.
blocker.
Oh, I'm an
At
idiot.
I mean, the EMF blocker might, like, it might work. I just, like, I can't really speak to that. I haven't really looked into it.
Okay, that's one thing. I mean, I suckered it and did it. I'm the weird person. Like somebody said, you have to put your phone at minimum an arm's length away. So I'm like in the hotel the other night, like, okay, I can't reach it. All right, that's far enough. And then I also, tell me your hot take on this. I bought a grounding blanket for at night. Yay or nay?
Okay, the jury's kind of out on this one. It just kind of depends. I feel like if you're in a city and you don't have like grounding access, it might be something that's worth investing in. But I feel like if you have the ability to ground pretty much whenever you want and you do that often, you don't need the grounding blanket, right? Like it might be a nice gadget to have, but yeah, the jury's kind of out.
So I think what I take away most from this conversation with you and what I really appreciate and like is I think a lot of people think, okay, if I'm going to live this low tox life, it's expensive. But what you're saying is stop. Stop buying all the BS stuff that people are pushing. You literally said, like, go sit in the sun and put sunshine on your eyes in the morning. Go for a walk and get hot and sweaty. Eat beef over processed stuff. Stop buying all the crap and just walk and eat healthy. And I think that that's really important for people because I think I've said this before on my page. I think a little bit the low tox lifestyle has become toxic in the fact of like there's shaming or there's okay if I'm not doing everything perfect it's not making a big impact, but you know, like speaking with you today and hearing from you, it's like no, these are like just being more with nature and being more natural, and I think the biggest thing is just being conscious about it, right? And we all want the quick fix, we all want the gadget, we all want the pill, but it's not that. It's your diet, it's your lifestyle, it's getting outside, and it's just being really intentional about how you spend your time. And I think that's so important.
Absolutely. Yes. Like I think there's a lot of noise in the non-toxic space, and I think some of the healthiest things for humans are free. Like they're given to us by nature, by God, they're on the earth. Like the healthiest things for humans don't usually come at that big of a cost, right? And like there's the whole conversation about, you know, it costs an arm and a leg to buy organic, but even that, like I'm saying, like the stress about whether or not you can buy organic is worse than just like making peace and doing the best you can. Like that's going to be the best thing no matter where you're at.
1000%. And I know everybody can't have a garden, but like you could, you could plant a garden if you can. Or even I have a friend and she lives in an apartment and she was like, you know what? I put a little pot with one tomato plant. And she was like, because like that's my favorite snack. And she was like, and I'll just put some salt on them and go to town. And she was like, and it literally cost me like $5. And so
Yes,
I think that, but then I also saw the other day, and it's so true. It's like, you know what? If you can't buy organic, eating a non-organic carrot, tomato, apple is still going to be 1,000% better than something packaged.
absolutely. Yeah. Like if you're not eating organic anyway, like choose something that's not ultra processed.
Yes. Okay. So again, I could talk all day, but if there was something that you wanted to wrap this conversation up with, that you're like, hey, for your health, for your lifestyle, like this is something that I believe in and that's easy to incorporate. Like I know we did your 3 favorite swaps and your 3 favorite things, but what is something for somebody listening out there that you're like, hey, this little thing will make your life that much better? Maybe you already gave it. And if so, I'll ask something else.
I mean, this is kind of cheesy, and I don't know if this is like the right answer to this question, but I feel like the answer is like love. Like, I think at the end of the day, like love for yourself, love for other people, like that goes a long way for your health. Being in community, being around people you love, like, I think it's a wellness hack that people don't talk about. They get caught up in the gadgets and the this and that, and like spiritual health and being in a loving relationship with other people and yourself is one of the best things you can do for your health.
I love that. No, when I follow you, like you go to so many cool places with different friends. Like it always looks like you guys are having the best time. I saw you went, oh my gosh, I forget his name though. I followed him. The guy who eats all the meat.
Paul Saladino.
Yes. And you went there. I saw you were swimming and I was like, that looks so fun. He's the reason I think I eat kiwis and red meat for like lunch. Cause I'm like, perfect. Let's do it. And he's right though. You feel better. You really feel better. Was he really cool in person?
He is. No, he is a sweetheart, and he's a total nerd, and I love it. He's really smart and he's really kind. He's not like this pompous know-it-all.
Oh, I love that. I love when you meet people that you follow and you're like, no, you're actually cool. Like you're actually a good person. That makes me so happy to hear. Good. I shall keep following.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I mean, I would love, love, love to have you back on. I think it's so easy to see the impact that you're making in this community because I swear every time I go to your page, your following is just like skyrocketing. And again, I think it's because people see how authentic you are. You don't gatekeep anything and you're not like, buy this, buy this, buy this. You're like, okay, here's like real, affordable, achievable things that everybody can incorporate into their life. And I love that because some other people I'm like, wow, like I love the Amish, but like I can't be Amish and I don't have enough hours in my day to buy a cow and milk it and make butter and, you know, do all these things. And so like, I think you keep it very real for a lot of us.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Samantha. This was awesome getting to chat with you. And yeah, I'm always down for a round 2. Thank you so much for having me. What an honor.
Well, thank you. We'll keep in touch.
Okay. Sounds great.
Bye. Holy crap. She was so interesting.
Yeah. I just wanted you guys to keep going and going and going.
I'm kind of I kind of girl crush on her. What I like about her is that she's like very authentic, but also like, weren't you ready for her to be like, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this?
Yeah, I thought I was going to have to go home and throw away everything that I own.
I think it's just...
I feel refreshed coming from the conversation rather than like
Yes, same. I mean, I'm going to go stand outside in the grass here in a little bit, for sure. But I think that like she just has a really interesting approach to life where it, like you said, it doesn't make you feel like, oh man, I suck at all of this. Mm-hmm. What else? Like, so we can talk about it more, but like, what was your favorite part of listening to her?
My favorite part is whenever she was talking about like living a low-tox lifestyle does not have to be expensive. Yes, you can buy like more expensive organic foods or gadgets and stuff like that, but like how she said, like, God gave us everything we need to live healthy on this earth. Like, go outside, ground yourself, eat healthy. Like, just, it's way more simple than we make it. I feel like we overcomplicate everything.
Everything.
Because we have access to so much.
Yes.
I loved how she just broke it down to the basics of get some sunshine,
raw milk, beef, healthy diet.
Right.
But like even, you know, I think there's a lot of, okay, let's go back to, because I found it fascinating so I have actually eaten papaya seeds before.
Okay.
I thought I didn't dig through my poop. I thought like these little worms were going to be chilling on top or like swimming in the bowl.
Oh my gosh.
So, because like, of course I looked, right?
Right.
Because I was like, well, I want to know, but nothing
Yeah.
happened. But now I'm very curious. Do I need to like get up in there?
Yeah, so I've actually also done a parasite cleanse, not through papaya.
Oh, you never
seeds,
told me.
but
What did you
through,
take?
I think I was on like 2 different rotational supplements that were supposed to like flush the parasites out of you. And I never saw anything either. And I didn't necessarily like feel better or worse that I could notice. But now I am
Same.
wondering too, like if I just didn't literally dig hard enough.
Well, I think we have to. So what I did, and it said both ways. So for 3 days, so I got like the whole papaya, which I think papaya is delicious. And for 3 days, I took the seeds with a little bit of honey and chewed them up. And I did like 15 seeds or so. And then after 3 days, nothing happened. So then for the final 3 days, I swallowed them whole because there was like this huge difference on the internet of like chew them or don't chew them. And there was nothing.
I mean, as she said also, like you have to be patient when it comes to Low-Tox. I don't know if that refers to
No,
a
because they
parasite
say you can
cleanse.
only do it for 7 days. So I did
Okay.
it after Mexico City because in Mexico City, I ate I didn't eat anything cooked for literally like 3 days. I ate raw beef, raw fish. I didn't know you could eat raw scallops. Like,
Was it in like ceviche or?
okay, no, it was very, I didn't know it was a scallop because it was huge. So I got this like tower ceviche thing. This was when I had walked into that restaurant for lunch by myself and nobody like spoke English, and I had so much fun playing charades. Like it was probably one of my favorite memories of being in Mexico City. But this like huge tower came out and it tasted like ceviche at the bottom, but then on the top there was this round thing and it was huge. It was literally like this big. I don't know what I thought it was. So I don't know, everybody else is eating it. So I just like picked it up and like took a huge bite of it. And it was
Yeah.
like the weirdest texture in my mouth. And I kind of like, you do that thing where you're like, I'm not going to spit it out. I'm going to try to swallow it. So like I stopped chewing it and I just swallowed like this whole thing. And the girl next to me knew what was happening. And so she was like, it took us a minute and we like had to get out our phones, but I finally figured out it was like the most ginormous raw scallop I had ever seen with nothing on it.
Would you have ate it if you knew?
So I would have like cut it up and like dipped it in something, or like
Yeah.
put a little avocado with it.
Right. You still would have ate it though.
Yeah, I totally would have ate it. But I will say one of the best things I ate in Mexico City was straight up raw beef. Like completely raw. It had,
How is that okay for you?
I don't know,
How does that?
is very thinly sliced. Oh, I think we are about to have a special guest on.
Who is it?
Hi, princess. Do you want to come be on Mommy's show with Darbo and me? Yeah, you want to come on? You want to sit with me in my chair? You can talk in this mic, or do you want to sit on the couch with Darbo? Okay. You want to take a seat? Okay. Hi, baby.
Aw, so tired.
Hey, can you tell everybody what is Lenny's favorite food to eat? Okay. Is it is it sausage this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, sausage and yogurt. Yeah.
Blueberry yogurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So see, guys, I mean, I think too, like, talking to Marley, what's interesting is like I'm trying to teach her for the future to not do things that I did as a kid, right? Like I grew up in the lifestyle of like fat-free, low-fat, super processed, and I think it's half the reasons I'm having half my health issues now.
Yeah, it's so interesting how like things change over time. Another thing that I found so interesting, like I have to get her cycle sync guide for sure. I'm
I
definitely
know.
getting that. But remember we were talking a couple weeks ago?
That's TV.
That is a TV.
And that one too.
There's TVs everywhere.
But remember how we were talking a couple weeks ago about this theory, and you can probably explain it better, where our 9-to-5 work life, kind of like the social
Oh.
life that we live in currently, is off of a man's biological.
Yes. Okay, so I learned that from her. And actually what's crazy is this other girl that I follow who has a huge podcast basically said that she was like, anti-feminism because, okay, so Dr. Marley basically said that a 9 to 5 does not always work with how our body ebbs and flows with our four
hormones.
Yes, with our 4 phases of our
In the
menstrual
cycle.
cycle. And so like our productivity, our creativity, everything kind of ebbs and flows with our cycle. And so if you look at it, a 9 to 5 was basically made by a man. And so sometimes we don't fit into that schedule. So what Dr. Marley was saying is not like women should quit their jobs or
Mom.
yeah.
Who's Molly?
She was just on TV. I'll show you after. Not that like we should quit our jobs or anything, but like for example, if you have that flex in your schedule and you're aware of the different parts of your cycle to kind of be like, okay, at this part of my cycle, like maybe I'm going to do my best work at 6 a.m., 8 p.m., like whatever that looks like. And I think a lot of people took that wrong, but I find it interesting and I am bound and determined to figure out my cycle. And I'm also bound and determined that when she gets to the right age, like I'm not just going to throw medicine and birth control and stuff at her because like I would have loved to know at 15 I had PCOS. That would have saved me so much heartache later on.
Yeah, I think all that's so interesting. And whenever you were telling me about that, I was like, oh, so me crashing out at 3 p.m. is normal?
Yeah, at different parts of your cycle,
Yeah.
apparently. And then if you've looked at the seed cycling, like she said she didn't know much about that, but it complements it because there's basically different minerals and different types of seeds that you're supposed to eat at different points in your cycle in order to just like a lot on her page says like if you experience extreme PMS, that is not
I
normal.
know, I saw that.
And I was like, I think so many women are living with like this debilitating PMS and cramps and heavy flow and different things when there's a lot that we can naturally do to help support ourselves. But I think like as women, we live in this hustle culture of go, 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 put all of your like, I don't know, bodily symptoms and like feelings to the back burner. And I think like she's trying to teach us, and I think that's part of the Low-Tox lifestyle is like she said, prioritizing your sleep, your mental health, like realizing when your body's trying to tell you something.
I feel like ultimately it's just like doing less.
Yeah.
In the sense of like break it down to what it is at its core. Eat right, get exercise, get sunshine, get good sleep.
Yeah.
Like just breaking it down to the basics.
Lenny, do you get good sleep?
You look like you need some sleep. You're tired. No.
Oh, she got sleep. We are a 3-nager.
So what's like a non-negotiable change that you've made or something that you've seen the biggest impact on your life once you changed?
Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, I think her and I talked about a lot of it was like swapping out a lot of the kitchen stuff to no plastics and this and that. Now, I will say I've also, and not all the time, but like especially when I'm cooking their food, have backed off the microwave. So like if I have time, I'm cooking everything in a cast iron pan. It does take a little bit more time, but when I have that time, I do it meal prepping so that like we're not reaching for packaged stuff as much. You know, like when it's in the fridge, it's easier.
Yeah, wait, can we just like put out a fun fact? Side quest. We were going to fertility clinic to do a surprise grant, and Lucas and I were starving. So we, like a normal person would, stopped at Chick-fil-A, and you were like, I'm good. I have my meal prep, which isn't even the craziest part. The craziest part is have you ever ate at Chick-fil-A, or when is the last time you have ever ate fast food?
Yes, I have eaten Chick-fil-A
You
and
have?
fast food. Yes. It has been a long
Mommy.
time.
I want to see good.
Okay, in a minute. No, it's been a long time. Like I'll even say when we flew out to Sonoma, I packed a
I saw
whole
that.
lunchbox for the plane. Fun fact, you can get away with salads, grapes. I had steak in there. That all passed, and I'm sure people are going to comment like they
Mom,
put it through.
pass me.
Okay, they put it through the scanner thing, the x-ray. It's probably toxic, probably okay, but I feel good about it, and I'm not going to waste stuff out of my garden. But I tried to bring a Greek yogurt through, and I got flagged.
Mommy.
One sec.
Found out
Okay, go ahead. You want to go sit on the soft floor? So I got flagged for a Greek yogurt. So I did some searching, and apparently, and I don't know if this is true or not, you can freeze your yogurt, and then it's a solid, and they'll let you bring it on.
That's so interesting because you can like, I mean, I don't know the logic behind that, but
I don't really
I just
either.
had to, like, the people had to know that you have not had Chick-fil-A in like forever.
I have not had fast food in
Forever.
quite a while, and it was really funny.
I can have lipstick after.
Yes, if you give me 5 more minutes, we'll go put lipstick on. Deal? Okay.
Pick it out for me.
I will.
I'm gonna pick it out.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, do you want to lay on the floor for 2 minutes, then we'll go? Here, go just lay on, yep, there you go. Perfect. So I did go on the plane, and I was that girl, though. So, like, I opened up my salad, and Kyle's like, it was like salmon.
Oh my
and beef,
gosh.
and it was
That is
stink-
criminal.
It was stinky.
Look, I got my feet on here.
So, yeah, I do, though. I pack everything.
You have no shame.
I have
You
no
don't
shame.
care.
I
So
can't-
if somebody else is eating salmon on the plane, are you annoyed?
No, I'm sorry, guys. We're doing it. Oh, I can't handle it right now. My head hurts so bad. I'm still in my wig
yeah.
grip. I'm still in my massive shed, and at certain points throughout the day, my head just feels like fire ants are like crawling through it. So here, Lenny, here's your clippies you like. No, and that's the thing too. I think what I like about Marley is she doesn't judge people. Like, I will say the same as I am a girl's girl, I'm a mom's mom. Like, you want to give your kid medicine, I'm here for you. You want to breastfeed, I'm here for you. You want to get Botox while having a garden like me, like, I'm here for you. Like, I think everybody is entitled to live their life how they want to. And I think that if you want to live a little more low-tox, you do it. And I think if that's not in the season of life that you're in right now because life's busy. Hang on one sec, baby. I think if that's not the season of life that you're in right now because you are so busy, then like you do you. I think the stress of trying to be something that's not feasible in your life is worse than like almost anything else that you can do.
Yeah, and she mentioned that too.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great takeaway.
I love her. You look beautiful. All right, Lenny. Oh, see, look it. I can't even like pull. Well, with that, are you ready to wrap up, Lenny? Would you like to close our show? Come here. See, guys, we're getting real today. I can't. Ready? Can you say, come here. You got to talk in the mic.
Do you want to
You're going to say, listen, say.
No.
So ready, Lenny? Here's how we're going to close it. We're going to say, well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Certified Oversharer. I hope that you learned a lot, easy swaps that you can make to enter into your low-tox phase of life. Also, be sure to follow on all social platforms at Cert Oversharer. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, X. Follow us on YouTube, and of course, listen wherever you get your podcast. Thank you guys so much. I can't tell you. I know I've only been doing this for a little time now, but the DMs have been incredible. I love that we're all learning from each other, supporting each other, and just having these fun, open TMI convos. So thank you guys for joining in. Me and Lennox are out to go put our feet in the grass and get some sunshine, right?